Well, hi everybody, welcome here. My name's Richard Petrie, and we've had a lot of issues with people over the last few years, I guess, looking for solutions on how they can improve their business. So what we've decided to do is come up with a little series each month of silver bullets. Now this is a silver bullet, it's not a real one, it's all right, it's actually a memory stick. So no one's going to get shot with this. But the key point is, silver bullets, we're looking for quick, fast little things that you can do to get your business up and running in tough times. In fact, it doesn't matter what the time is, good times, tough times, we're going to look for things that make it easy. So that's it. This is the silver bullets, and welcome in. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to give you the 5 words that are the most powerful 5 words in selling. And if you understand these 5 words and how to use them for yourself, then you're going to make your marketing like massively more persuasive. And it is the secret. So I'm going to give you the big one first. Okay, can't do any better than that. All right, before I get into this, I need to tell you a little story. And this was a story, we were doing a seminar, actually not far from here, we're in Wellington City at the moment, and we were waiting before the seminar started, and we had Lucy who was helping us put on the show and all this type of stuff. And Lucy says to us, oh, I'm just going to pop into town, I'm going to look at red shoes. And I said to her, are you going to buy some red boots, it was. Are you going to buy some red boots, Lucy? And Lucy says, no, I'm just window shopping. And I thought that's a very specific thing to be window shopping for. Okay, so Lucy goes away, and she goes away into town, and we're just sitting there hanging out, having a drink and a pizza and a salad. Probably a salad, it wasn't a pizza, it was a salad. And anyway, Lucy comes back an hour later, and she's got this great big bag with her. And I say, oh, Lucy, and I knew exactly what was in the bag, right? So I said, Lucy, what do you got in the bag there? And she says, oh, I bought some red boots. I said, Lucy, I thought you were just window shopping. I thought because you said you didn't need them. And Lucy says, I didn't need them, but I wanted them, and there's a difference. And she's right, because people will buy what they want, not what they need. Right? People will buy what emotionally drives them, not what logically drives them. So there's a great saying, and you need to remember it. People buy an emotion and justify with logic. So let me give you a little whiteboard example just to highlight this really quickly. The brain. We've all got a brain. There's 2 parts to the brain, and this is what you need to understand. And most people are selling to one part, whereas what you really need to be doing is selling to the other part of the brain. So it's a bit like an iceberg, okay, your brain, and there's a bit above this is the water. That looks like an iceberg, doesn't it? So there's a bit above the surface of the water, and then there's a whole lot below the surface of the water. So if this was your brain, what would the 2 parts be? Okay, well I'll tell you, because I can already hear you yelling it out, I know. Conscious mind and subconscious. We've got some very, very intelligent viewers watching this, so I can hear you. Conscious, I really don't need to write this up, and subconscious. Now, imagine you're sitting on this iceberg, and you're trying to paddle in this direction over here, like Lucy was. Lucy says, I'm just window shopping. I'm just going to go into town and window shop, and my goal is just to window shop for red boots. Yeah, righto, Lucy. Now what happens, what the problem was, is the current was going in that direction. And this will always overpower this. Okay? Now the secret, I'm going to give it to you really quick, but this part of the brain understands logic and reason, and it's this part of the brain when you're trying to persuade people, whether it's in court or whether it's winning a tender or whether it's winning a presentation or a sales deal, is the bit you really need to influence. This is influenced by emotions. We're all primitive creatures, and emotions will overpower logic again and again and again. Now you want some proof, don't you? It sounds too good to be true. So people buy an emotion, justify with logic. Think of, here's some examples, okay? Let me prove this. Here's some examples for you. If you think of Obama's campaign where he won the election over John McCain, what was he really selling? Those are the 5 words. What are you really selling? And if you remember, what he was selling was hope. Hope, 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 hope. Smashed the American public over the head with hope, 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 hope. That came again and again. What did John Key base his election on? Hope, 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 hope. Same thing. They're accusing him of copying. He was copying, but it works. He was selling on emotion. That's another example. Advertisers. Cadbury's chocolates. What do they sell? Do they sell chocolate? Do they sell fat? It's cocoa suspended in fat with sugar in it. No, they'd never sell that. What they sell is happiness. Think about it. Look at the ads. Cadbury's is happiness. McDonald's, good times, great taste, or loving it. What's another example? Cadbury's is happiness, McDonald's. Well, think about when you buy a car. Are you buying a logical car, or are you buying one that makes you feel good? And I remember one lady, Claire Hazeldine, said, this is manipulation. If you start selling on emotion, it's way more manipulative and persuasive than anything you can ever hope for. And she said, I don't mind being manipulated as long as it makes me feel good. And that's so true for all of us. If you can influence people emotionally, you'll drive them in another direction. So the question for you is, I know you're selling your product or service, and I know it's what it is, but what should you really be selling? What's the emotion behind your product or service? Because if you can nail that, then you get a transformational change in your ability to influence people to want it. Okay, so don't sell cars, sell how that car is going to make them feel. Don't sell a house, you're selling a better lifestyle. Don't sell a garage, sell how it's going to increase the value of your house and you're going to be more wealthy and it's going to give you more security. That's the secret to selling. Okay, so now start looking at the ads on TV and you'll start to see a whole lot different thing than what you thought you were seeing before. Okay, that's the silver bullet for month number 1. Use it, let us know how you get on, and we'll see you next month.